Hi everyone, Alex here. I'd just like to take a moment to thank some of our patrons. Mariella Rehnquist, Freakanature06, Victoria Wilson, Oakley Cannon, Shane Belair, Eric Carr, Eden Garrod, Jade Krause, Ennis McKelvey, and Sarah McLeod. Thank you all. We really appreciate your support. If you'd like to join them, go to www.patreon.com/RustyQuill and take a look at our rewards. Hello and welcome to episode 110 of the Rusty Quill Gaming Podcast. I'm your host and GM, Alex Newell, and with me today I have...
traditionally known as 110, Ben Meredith.
Britain Monroe.
Oh, I can't think of the Roman numerals, Lydia Nicholas.
I'm just Helen Gould.
Is it
CX.
What would binary be as well?
Oh, goodness.
No. Who are you playing?
Grisoptric Act Amsterdam.
Hamitala Harunal Ham.
Sasha. Don't... What? Why do you need to know any more? What's going on? No.
And Azu.
Right, yes, I refuse to dive into binary. I know where that road
I want
leads.
to know if Azu has any other names or if she's just got a mononym. Or maybe it's secret.
It's Azu Share Prince, but, you know, the others don't come up
Didn't we
that
decide
often.
at some point it was Azu T Paladin?
Yeah.
Azu is actually short for something, but, you know, I'll tell you.
So, picking up where we left off, I believe that Cranks is a large, flat, glassy kind of disc at this point.
Yeah,
Cool.
but we don't believe that until we've seen it.
Oh, of course. But party's back together.
I think I'm
Party's
still
back together.
drunkenly unconscious on the back of a camel.
I believe you're sort of awake, sort of not like, oh,
Gotta say
hello.
on recording, drunk-conscious, if you will.
Was that got to say it on recording rather than just think it?
I said
you
it
said
briefly
it
before.
earlier.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
but the listeners didn't get to hear my genius.
Yeah, and
so
it
I
was
thought,
such a high quality
I know,
joke
I
that we
know,
couldn't
it's
have lived
pretty
without
awesome.
it. Yeah.
So what is happening at the moment is you have all reconvened and Wild is there. Apophis just wiped somewhere off the face of the earth, flew away. Hamid, I think you probably have woken up at this stage,
Okay.
but you're still drunk. You're not even hungover.
Okay.
But you're now at tired drunk rather than, oh my God, I did a thing. And you do still have like a tie around your head as a bandana and like you have some face
Oh,
paint. I don't think it's actual face paint. It might just be like
very
what's
unkempt.
left of some fruit or something.
Yep.
I didn't prepare remove poison, so...
Oh, he probably deserves what
Oh,
he's
no, wait,
going
delay
through.
poison only acts when it's actually...
yeah.
Yeah, I can't unpoison you, I'm sorry.
So we're going to pick up where we left off, which is Apophis is gone. The wave of heat finally stops rolling over you from destroying things, and you're now just up a mountain. You came up with Camel. Wild just teleported in, so he has no carriage, and you were on your way walk down, so you're just sort of about 2/3 of the way up the mountain, alone on the road, again.
Right. Well, we should probably check it's all gone then. Come on, Walt.
Yeah, that seems wise.
Yes, probably.
Also the water.
Oh, yes. Yes, there was a situation.
Oh, with the river being gone.
Yes.
Well, how's that going to be? Sort that out.
You never know, there could be a blockage somewhere.
They were using all the water,
All
so
right.
it didn't get anywhere else.
Well, let's check the plumbing then.
Yeah, and he's going to need quite a lot of water when he comes out of it, I think. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, wait, I've got something for this.
I'm going to create water on Hamid's head.
Yes!
He looks like he kind of enjoys it.
I think you may have lost like 15 minutes of being drunk in game time.
Remember, we also all should be exhausted because we were up in the entirety of the previous night. We haven't slept in
You're
over 36 hours.
Yeah,
at this
you're
point.
powering towards 48 hours awake, both
Yeah.
of you.
Do you want us to make fortune
All,
checks?
literally all four of us.
What did I
None
say?
of us have slept since.
I thought I said that.
You said both.
Oh, sorry, I did mean, yeah. All of you are powering towards 48 hours. I am going to call for fortune checks when I think I want them. I think that you guys
give
got
him
to...
ideas.
Well, no, the thing is you guys have gotten really good of being in the habit of just being awake forever. So, I mean...
Okay, if you're happy for us to just rumble on until needed, that's all
I was
good.
just going to be really, really cruel when it came to fort saves when you hit 48 hours on the dot. That was the arbitrary time I'd set.
He's a bad man.
So, presumably you all head up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that
Let's
none of
go
you are
skate
running or
on
anything.
the former
No.
factory.
Screw you guys. Ha ha. It's become a rink.
Skating!
Yeah, jagged glass, yeah. So you carry on up. I'm going to say it takes you about an hour because you're all awake for ages. You're heading uphill. And also, the closer you're getting, it's radiating heat. It is... You know, you see the sort of the genre trope of, oh, they're fighting over the lava or something. It's like, I mean...
They'd be at least sweaty.
They would be a roast chicken if they were within even half a mile of where they are. Like, it's not lava, but by the time that you're actually approaching it, you can feel heat radiating from where Crank was, and you sort of come around that bluff, the one that you...
I cast Endure Elements 4 times.
Is that everyone but Wild?
Yeah.
I'm sure he can cast it on himself.
Yeah. I didn't know you had to cast Endure Elements. I thought you just had it.
Nope.
No, you have to. It's a spell.
You can have, like, energy resistances, but they tend to be, like, really small.
Teeny tiny.
Okay, I'm not even going to get you to roll spell failure, because I'm in a generous mood today.
I can't fail.
I mean, you're very drunk, and I'm a bad
that's
GM.
true. Yeah, I should probably make concentration checks, I guess.
Now, you know what? Give me what... Yeah, here you go. Give me one, and then I'll roll a d4 to decide who suffers your penalty.
Oh, that was a critical fail.
Oh my god!
He rolled a 1. I repeat.
Drunk Hamid, trying to be helpful.
Wait.
Is anything more dangerous?
No, you have to choose which element you're choosing to endure, so he might successfully cast it, but give us all, like, cold resistance.
I'm only going to punish one of you.
Okay.
Ben is 1, Bryn himself is 2, Lydia is 3, Helen is 4.
Ah.
I'm rolling a d8 because I lost my d4 somewhere. Halve it.
That's a 3.
Yes.
Yep, I did that maths. Okay, what has gone wrong? Have you turned her undead again? Like,
Oh god.
that was
it can't
such
go
a-
that wrong.
So what happened?
No. Apparently nothing. Everything's fine.
Okay, but so wait.
Oh, that's
No,
never
no,
good.
but there's-
Apparently nothing, and then he writes.
But it's-
Apparently nothing, and then the GM writes something down and covers it up. That's never a good sign.
But does Bryn know that he's failed to cast?
He's too drunk to notice.
And does Lyd know that nothing has changed?
Lyd is untrained. Well, not Lyd. Sasha
What?
is untrained in
Yeah,
magic, so
so
would
be
need a
like,
spellcraft
oh,
check to
thanks.
check and can't do spellcraft.
Yeah, cheers. Maybe
Okay,
that.
are there
made it
any?
better.
Sod it. Can I make a spellcraft check to make sure it's all happened to everyone?
Yes, you
Why
can.
would you?
Because
He's drunk.
I suppose.
Because he would have screwed something up. So basically, like,
Normally,
you have
I'd
to-
say
It's more
why.
of a passive one to notice than the
Yeah,
active
like normally
one
I
to
wouldn't
check.
bother with this, but also I know that Grizzop would be like, "Are you fit to drive right now?"
Yeah.
15.
You think it might have gone dodge with Sash? You couldn't say how.
Okay.
No, but did you feel anything change?
Oh, it's
Oh no, you wouldn't feel it when it's you only feel it when it's like, if you were in a blizzard,
Is
you
it
wouldn't feel
Does
cold.
it still feel warm?
Oh, yeah. Obviously, we're
I'll
up
cast
a
Endure
mountain.
Elements on Sasha.
Grizzop has it as well.
Yes, I've got it. It's really useful.
So
I have it too.
now, bearing in mind with spell failure it leads to complications, but you know that Endure Elements worked. Okay.
On Lyd?
Yeah.
On Sasha?
On Sasha, yeah.
Cool.
You know that your Endure Elements worked.
Fine.
There may be complications because spells that fail tend to introduce complications, but yours went off without a hitch. It didn't negate yours or anything. You would know that.
Fine.
Okay. So you all start approaching.
Yay.
Wild begins to sweat profusely, goes, hang on a minute. Okay, great. And you all start approaching. There is, you know, the sort of wibbly-wobbly heat haze?
Yeah.
You cannot see the far side of the compound when you would have been able to because the air is shimmering from the heat of it.
Well, that looks quite destroyed, folks, I would say. I mean, unless manticores like heat.
Yeah, we should walk around just to make sure nothing's lost in the haze. But yeah.
So to describe it, it hasn't technically turned into like a featureless plain or anything. The molten hunks and chunks of what were the warehouses, there are like lumps and bumps and maybe like a girder has survived enough to vaguely exist. All of the actual dirt and sand that was between them is literally glass. Like it has done... Have you ever seen it's a very specific thing, but you know I have a weird interest. Have you ever seen the like post-nuclear glass plates, they're called? No. So they did like nuclear tests in the desert and they took photos of it and it makes a solid sheet of glass that then tends to break because of the concussions, but you still have, you know, a big wide sheet of glass. That just with these kind of molten lumps where buildings used to be. No sign of the fencing whatsoever, like at all. That just went away, presumably.
Any movement?
It's really You know what, give me a perception check, everyone.
Okay.
18.
18?
Also 18.
18?
29.
20. Oh, come on, do better.
Also 18, but I am drunk.
Hamid, you're fairly certain that you might see some movement. Everyone else...
Is it just that everything's spinning, though?
For everyone else, the heat haze is so big, it is effectively impossible for you to, like, spot people because it is literally, you know, properly warping things. There is nothing obvious, and Sasha, you're certain that there isn't anything to see, if you see what I mean.
Yeah.
But it is, again, I can't stress enough, it is just warm. Endure elements doesn't mean that you're like, this is lovely, I really enjoy this. It just goes from, this would be physically hurting me, to, it's uncomfortably hot. So I'd say it's roughly as warm, bearing in mind that it's night as this room is now.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah, fair. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, that's very easy for us to...
Yes.
Poor listeners not having access to 5D surround temperature.
So it looks pretty done.
Yeah, right.
Do we do a walk round just to make sure?
Yep. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. There's
Oh.
something moving.
Well, it's for the semantic orbits. Moving? Where?
Are you sure it's not just the ground, Hamid?
It might be.
I'm pretty sure there's nothing out there.
Is there a reason that he's completely plastered?
I assume it's because he drank a lot.
It's hard to explain.
So I had to stop a riot.
Wild just looks to Azu.
There was a party while I was trying to...
I was gone for about an hour. What did you do?
I didn't do anything.
I have
I
so...
saved the city.
Okay, I did do one thing. I saved the city.
It's true. Asa did really well.
I mean, the city didn't look all that saved, I'll be honest. Like, it was more like...
There were a lot of orcs,
goblins and orcs gonna fight.
they were going to fight.
So we dance instead.
He made them all dance while I went and tried to sort it out from a different angle.
Wild looks so tired. He looks so tired, even with prestidigitation.
Same.
Big move.
Big.
Look, I did the best I could. The issue seemed to be that there wasn't enough.
If the
Work,
water comes back, things will get better. Not fixed, but better.
Yes, it was
So, is
comfortable.
there a lot of water around here that we could, like, send them? I don't know.
Well, there's a river that dried up,
Exactly.
but that's
Sasha?
a drought.
You think you may have seen in the heat haze, very difficult, this is because you got a huge perception check, a small amount of steam coming from the depths of what is now the sort of glassy crater.
Oh, great.
Pump hole.
You know? So this is Ben's...
Stop saying that phrase.
Ben's been saying that word a lot outside of
We
recordings.
found a pump hole.
Stop
We're
saying
going to
pump
go
hole.
down the pump hole.
Stop
In
saying...
your
We're going
pump hole.
to explore the depths of the pump hole.
Stop saying...
Deep inside
I,
the pump.
I hope there aren't any
Guys,
hazards. in the
family-friendly
pump hole.
podcast.
Nothing that we have said is at all a problem.
You're going to say it's at all a pump hole? What? That's how you know the joke's gone too far.
Sasha sees steam!
Yes, she does.
Okay?
Thank you.
She sees steam, and she says that she sees steam.
Okay. In a pump hole?
Possibly Grizzle. Yeah, right. I'm not.
okay.
I'm not all that familiar with aquaponics.
Okay, that phrase is gorgeous.
Hydroponics. Yeah, like I mean,
Plumbing. The word's plumbing.
that's a word.
Yeah, all right. I was just thinking because if they're pumping the water,
It's been a
there
really
might be a
long
hole.
day.
It's a pump hole.
Look.
Hole for a pump.
I don't understand why that's so interesting to you, Grizzle. But
Well, I'm just saying.
you
Well,
know,
if there's water, then it might be used here. If we can get the water running again, then we can stop a civil war happening down in Damascus.
oh, that'd be good. It is nice when we stop one instead of start one for
All
a
right,
change.
let's go investigate the steam then. Actually, before Endure Elements runs out. Probably do that.
I agree with that.
We could sleep
We could-
during the morning.
It would be cooler then as well.
Yeah, but how riotous are we going to get if we don't get water back?
No, we diffused it for now.
Yeah, for now. When's later?
A week, some days, no, but not like the morning.
Oh,
Like,
all right,
we
let's-
diffused it enough that it
Give it-
won't.
All right, well, let's camp then.
Give it a week and Hammond might be over his hangover.
Yeah, all right, let's go camp.
Okay, let's sleep.
So, are you... In fact, you have a decent campsite nearby where you hold up and observe this place. This was outside of the blast radius, and you already have basically set up and good to go.
Let's do that.
Let's have it like
Did I set us a watch for the Hat Man?
just Sasha's just going to put Hamid's blanket over his head.
Like a
All right,
canary.
no, I'll take first watch.
It is worth mentioning to you all, just because some of you know how this works. Endure elements lasts 24 hours. However, it only protects you from hot and cold environments between. I'm going to put it in Celsius
minus
because
45 degrees Celsius
and
60
plus
degrees
60.
Celsius.
So yeah,
Oh,
walking
that's
onto
really
a.
hot.
But that's not. I can tell you now, it's hotter than that on a freshly dragon
So we were
scorched.
able to get up to it, we probably couldn't go into
That's
it.
exactly what I was getting at. If you had walked onto it, your shoes would have started melting.
Oh,
Right.
oh
so,
dear.
You know the other thing we get to do if we sleep, guys?
What's
Yeah,
that?
Level up.
Okay, spoilers.
Yeah.
Spoilers. But yes, I mathed it, and it turned out you were due a level. You were due a level, so you all go rest, and you know what?
Alex,
Ding!
do you mean overdue a level?
What did I say?
Due a level.
No,
that
you
implies that it's at the right
You were
time.
due a level and then some more.
Yeah.
Allow me to roll on my random encounters table to see how you survive the night. Oh, terribly. But you all survive.
Yay!
I can do that too. Oh, it's going badly for Alex. Oh, look how I'm rolling. Oh, I'm the GM.
Just stop throwing dice at you. Do it directly.
So you do all level. You do all level in the night. However, I will give I will give generosity and favours to anyone who role plays it, so they're not just like, I just woke up and can do this now.
No, that's literally how my level ups work.
Yeah, I
It's
know,
my
that's how
dragon
yours
level
works.
using itself.
That's why you won't be getting rewards. But can I briefly get from everyone a very quick what your level means, just because, it's been a while since we've done it and it's worth mentioning. I'll go from, starting with you, Ben.
Yeah, my base attack went up. My hit points went up because that's standard. I got 3. Read them. 3. No, 2 skill points.
I was going to say, don't get ahead of yourself.
Yeah, 2 skill points.
3, read them. 2.
2 skill points.
He didn't put them into arithmetic.
Yeah. And then I took the deadly aim feat. So
Which?
it's like power attack, basically, if you remember from the Bertie years. I get to take a -2 to hit to add +4 to damage on my
Yep.
ranged abilities.
Yep.
Ranged attacks, even.
Bryn?
I got 3 new spells.
Yeah, big one. It's a big.
Oh, no, I got 4 new spells.
It is a big level for you.
I can now cast...
sorry. Shut up. It's still bedtime. I got access to second level paladin
Sexy
spells.
Ben time.
Thank you. Now
While I was away.
over to you, erotic Bryn.
Thank you, Ben.
What's your level, Bryn?
So I know 4 new spells. I can now cast Comprehend Languages,
Oh, I'm so glad you took that.
which lets me read and hear and understand, but I don't get to speak or write.
Yep.
So I still have to mime back.
Yep.
A good level of granularity, Pathfinder.
I like it. It adds hilarity.
I can now cast Detect Thoughts.
What? I
So I
hate
can
that
So
spell.
it's a bit like Zone of Truth. Instead of making them say things, I just read their mind.
You can read minds now.
Yep.
Oh gosh, that's going to be awkward.
Yep.
Remember the
Such an
system.
oversensitive little as well.
Remember the system is, why aren't you playing a spellcaster?
I can cast Hold Person, which is quite a good 3rd level
No,
spell.
I
That's
think
decent.
Freeze an opponent in
I think
combat.
what the system is at first, why aren't you playing a fighter? Then, oh my gosh, you should have been a rogue. Then why aren't you playing a
if
mage?
you've survived this long,
And I can cast Fly.
I rest my case.
So I can cast it on everyone. We can all fly when we really need to now. I also picked up 2 new feats.
That's not true. Everyone apart from Wild, I believe, can fly.
No, I can cast it 5 times a day.
Aw, you won't, but you can.
I picked up Improved Initiative to represent my dragony reflexes.
Cool.
And I picked up Spell Specialization, which means I cast Fireball as if I was level 9 instead of level 7. So next time I cast Fireball, it's going to be obscene.
His character just went off, everybody. Hamid just went off.
Have fun balancing that one, Alex.
Yeah, I know, right? It's fine. There's going to be a lot of golems.
Sasha got an extra dice. I mean, that's basically the big thing. She gets a bit more sneak attack, and that also translates into her bombs. But the thing, it doesn't scale in anywhere near the same way.
Don't forget to lord it over Ben, though. I mean, you do have
big.
too many skills.
I do. I'd still get 12
Yeah.
every... I mean, it's almost a burden.
You just struggle to spend all
You can't give them away, you know?
I'm genuinely, I'm just everything.
And
is-
feats?
Feats, I also took improved initiative just because Sasha can't be left behind. That would be wrong.
Yep.
And also it seemed character appropriate that she would be speedy.
And last but not least, Azul.
Well, I'm a paladin like Ben, so we had quite similar things. So I have more health, which is always good. My BAB, my base attack bonus, is now 7-2, which I think means that I'm better at fighting.
It does.
I got 3 more skills, so I now have...
3. Oh, if only Ben could get 3.
Not 3 more skill points.
Again, heady heights.
And I put them all in Intimidate.
Good.
Excellent.
Good.
I have a new feat, which is Vital Strike, which means...
I don't like this feat. This is a bad feat. This is not quite as bad as Mega Fireballs, but I don't like it.
which means that my damage is doubled on my first attack. So if I roll a 20, I guess it becomes a... What?
Yes, and also first attack every round.
So does that... Wait, does that... If you have cleave, is each one the first attack?
No.
Sadly,
No.
I would have to first attack and then cleave the rest if the first attack goes very well. Something like that.
What a miserable life.
Basically, why
Hard
bother?
not being hammered.
Yeah. I also have a variety of new spells that I can apparently change.
Yeah, so you have gained access to the second level paladin list.
Yes.
And it means that we both have a 1 slot available to us of a second level spell, which means that every single day we can choose 1 spell from that list that we have prepared to cast.
Yes, and I would like to have Zone of Truth for my first morning.
I think that's a good call.
Oh, I've also taken Paladin's Sacrifice.
Mention that one.
All right, Paladin's Sacrifice.
'Cause it's
Basically,
good.
as a reaction, I get to take all of the damage that someone else took in hit.
You basically jump in front of the bullet, but without having to actually jump.
That's actually good.
Yeah.
Because Grizzop, while smaller, already has more hit points.
Oh
than
yeah,
us.
That is in
Grizzop's
fact
actually
what I-
really kind of
Significantly
tanky.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the... Oh no, a killing blow. Turns out Artemis just kind of picked all that up and just dumped it on me.
Yeah, I mean, that's a bit tricky since usually you're behind people, what with the...
No, but that's a good thing. It means that he's taking damage, but not really taking damage from the
Because
people.
I want to have the spare hit points to take the
see.
horrible hits.
It's very, very, very clever. Very clever spell to take. Right, you're all awake.
Yep.
None of you have died. Nothing turned up in the night.
None of you have died.
I didn't...
Real
I
reassuring.
mean, actually, for me, that is a nice change.
Everybody, give me a will save.
Oh no, okay, well that's not a change to Sasha. Oh, nailed it.
Paladin making a will
dear.
save. The times we live in.
25.
Okay,
10.
21.
18.
good to know. Carry on.
Oh dear.
Everything's fine. The GM says, writing something down, then covering it.
Do not like this at all.
Just think that we should keep Alex away from dice in principle.
Also, actually, Alex, it's okay that you can't really cover it because I cannot read your handwriting.
The ultimate defense.
Nothing bad happens to us if Alex doesn't roll dice.
He just
I've noticed
wrote
this.
down the word lovely.
Okay, I'm going to take a break, and then we're going to come back, and then definitely lovely things are going to happen.
Yay! Happy fun times.
And welcome back. So, the heat haze seems to have lessened.
Woo!
It does seem to have still quite a decent amount of heat. But yeah, I will be open and say that had you gone without resting, there would have been hideous punishments for you. What I will say now, though, is that regardless of whether any of you set watch or not, you all ended up falling asleep. I'm not going to do will saves, just you nodded off, and you have overslept, where it's not like 7 in the morning, it's closer to like midday, and you woke up because it's getting a bit like, noonday sun hot.
Yeah.
So I actually wake up with my bow in my hand.
Yeah, literally. Everything's fine.
Start
Poor little Grizzop.
Immediately starts cooking breakfast as quickly as late risers.
Well, like maybe we could venture out onto the glass rink.
Everyone give me a perception check.
24.
23.
16.
Ooh.
I know, right?
Grizzop and I'm going to
Oh,
say...
wait. I haven't got
Oh, sorry. I
12.
yeah.
All right, well, there you
So I was going to say Grizzop and Hamid, but Hamid, you're that hungover, I'm penaltying it to the point where you don't notice.
Why?
Wild took himself off to one side, not like stupid distance, you can still keep an eye on him, but you notice because you're taking watch and blah 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 blah. He looks horrendous now that you can see him in daylight, like utterly gone. I don't mean supernaturally so, but he looks like someone who has been running like a multinational corporation on like 1 hour's sleep for like a year. They look awful.
Hey, Wild.
He immediately turns away from you. There's a click. You see a sort of brief shimmer, and then he turns back and it's just wild as always.
You know that ain't healthy.
So, how are everyone?
Do you want to just, maybe sit this one out, stay at the campsite, maybe just take a couple of hours off?
No, I think that I should probably supervise, as that's my job.
Well, you sort of mainly set us up and let us go, so you could count yourself as setting us up here, and you're waiting at base camp and let us go.
Make us breakfast.
Because Look,
Or dinner.
I'm not being
Yeah.
unkind, but you look awful when you don't have your illusion on.
Yeah, speaking as someone that was recently dead, looking after yourself, it's great.
Yeah, you're going to run yourself into the ground and then you're just going to kind of keel over. And, you could keel over in front of a manticore and then no one can save you and then you'd be dead.
Wild dusts himself down. I think I know my own limits, thanks. Should we go have a look?
Okay, that's what people who usually go past their limits say.
Yep.
Yep.
Let's go.
Just put it out there. If it gets too much, just back off. It's fine. We've got this. We're professional.
Wild's already started walking.
Fine. Yeah, try and help.
I'm going to keep an eye on him.
Okay. You all approach the glass disc.
Yeah.
It is definitely cooler. Endure Elements is still active and will be for ages.
Yay!
Because you did it in the middle of the night and you slept, even if you slept like 12 hours plus, you've still got ages.
Yeah.
I would say that given how uncomfortable it is with Endure Elements, good job you still have it active. Good job you still have it active.
Right, well, let's get going.
All right.
Yeah, right. So, where's the steam? Where's the
You can still see it, and now that the heat
There's
haze
the
is
steam.
less, it's still difficult to pick out, but you knew where you were looking for it.
Yeah.
It is coming from sort of deep in. I'm going to give you this for free. It's where you smelled my new word, petrichor, earlier.
You saw a drippy pipe.
Oh, grand. Well,
And you
let's go.
smelt water on dirt.
Okay. Great. Useful. Let's go towards the water.
Okay. As you approach the assumed pump hole,
Woo.
I'm not going to get perception checks from you because it's big enough to sort of notice, is when you're drawing...
Sasha's like, it's there on the horizon. Hamid falls in.
So as you're walking and the sort of like wibbly wobbly heat haze surrounds you all, you happen to start having to walk past, you have to walk past the warehouses which are arranged, as we said, in sort of a circle and so on. And the first one that you walk past, suddenly it becomes readily apparent to you that although there's like this sort of molten hunk left, it isn't just all lumped together. And what you realise is there's a huge just lump of what's mostly adamantine is what's kind of melted and is still beneath this layer of glass, and all the other stuff has sort of trickled away and is just making the glass kind of dirty. So what's left of the warehouses is almost certainly pretty much just now slightly impure the adamantine that was making up their stock.
Are there any, just lumps lying around?
It's all underneath this
Sasha's
like
wearing gloves,
comparatively
so even if it's
thick
pretty
layer of
hot.
glass.
Is it we basically almost need to mine it again?
Yeah, like you would effectively have to start
a new
mining it.
resource for the work shortage
Oh.
town.
Yeah.
Tell you what,
Employment.
mining adamantine
Yeah.
takes ages. A lot of specialist equipment, a lot of skilled labour to mine adamantine.
Put that one in the later.
I wonder if this land would be worth much right now, because I suppose I could buy it as an investment opportunity.
If you buy it before people find out it's full of adamantine, you might get a really good deal.
That's yeah.
Other question, actually. Are there any manticore remains? I have no idea what they're made of because they're magical beasts, so they could be made of
Valuable things.
Well, or just weird stuff that
Valuable, weird stuff.
High or low?
The high.
No. You see nothing.
Oh, cool.
Oh.
Is that okay? What I was really looking wasn't loot. I was looking for evidence that the manticores had died.
Let's put it this way. There is no space within what's left of the compound to hide a manticore unless it's deep underground, because it's a huge flat...
Burrow. I mean, I don't know what they do. I want a manticore smear. I want a glassy manticore smear. That's what I need.
You find no glassy manticore smear.
Right,
The glass isn't perfectly clear. It's made of dirt.
Yeah, sure. So
it's
more-
mucky and not good. So
They're
yeah,
not here, but they're not confirmed dead.
you can't see.
Haven't seen the bodies.
You can't see all of the bodies
Yeah, they
gently.
Disney died.
Yeah, you can't see them gently de-resing on top of the glass or anything. Okay, so you approach the steam,
Ooh, steam hole.
and you finally make it there, and there appears to be a very narrow crack in the dirty, mucky glass that steam is coming out of. It's not pouring out in plumes or anything, but everywhere else has the sort of heat haze. This is the only bit that has actual steam coming out.
It's more of a crevice than a hole.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't have a huge amount of drilling equipment on me right now, so can we just report back to these?
I mean, it's mostly glass. We could probably break the layer of glass. And...
It's not like the.
How thick is the glass?
There's no way to tell.
It's
It's not even translucent.
Hey, Azu,
Yes.
hit it with your big sword.
Can I suggest that if you do that, everyone else backs away? You don't know how big it might actually be underneath.
That's a good idea. Yeah.
sure.
Glad
Thanks,
to hear.
Wild.
Wild says that, having not actually approached that close.
I mean, sure, if you're going to be like...
So I shouldn't jump up and down on it.
Oh! Jump, jump, jump.
I mean, Sasha was about to say it won't make that much difference if you do, and then she decides not to say that.
Aw. Aw. So what are you doing? What's the plan here, guys?
I'm going to back off a bit, yeah.
I'm happy to hit it with my big axe.
Maybe get Topaz to come and jump up and down on it, because he's big and heavy, and if he gets in trouble, you can just summon him to a new place.
I'm quite big and heavy as well.
I'm going to back off.
But we don't want you to get hurt. You're useful.
I don't want Topaz to get hurt either.
Sasha
I don't want you to get hurt. You're useful.
Sasha covered for herself.
Yeah,
Carefully.
nice.
I mean, like for fighting and stuff, you know. It's good. You're good at that
So
stuff.
I'm going to back off, but like not quite enough because Wild told me to.
Yeah, I get it. You're going to automatically hit, so I'm not going to get an attack roll. Can you just give me damage roll for
You missed
how
the
much damage you can deal?
Is this the first attack of a round?
It is, yes.
Double damage!
Hey!
So you don't need to roll a d20, you're skipping straight to damage is what I'm saying.
Oh,
It's going to be really hard for you to miss the ground.
what do I roll?
2d12 plus 6.
Okay.
Solid.
Okay. 7 plus 8 is 15. Plus 12 is 27.
6 plus 6.
Plus 6.
Plus 6 is 21.
Simple maths with Rusty Quill. Take out your exercise books.
Note this down.
Turn to the answers at the back of your book.
Give yourself a gold star.
You deserve
I was
it.
going to say maths with Azu is just,
And
you're
if you
good.
did that quicker
Yeah.
at home,
Good.
well done.
So, you plant your feet apart and really go for it. Of course, you're not throwing your axe, so you are going to have to attack the ground beneath your feet.
That's fine.
That's fine.
Wait.
There's a huge shattering crash. Azu immediately disappears. Grizzop, can you give me a reflex save for not backing away far enough to potentially get caught?
Yes. However,
You're going to take the damage.
oh, another 20. So I want to spin that as like I go in, but I go in well.
Okay.
Do you slide?
I know,
down?
Well, no, 'cause
I'm
like,
happy for that.
Basically, I'm like,
I was going to do this anyway.
Yeah.
I'm-
Need your advice, Wild. Thank you very much.
And another thing!
I know my limits.
So yeah, Azu plummets into darkness.
How far?
That's a good
How
question.
boiling.
also falling is like a real deadly in this system.
So, it's...
You have all killed me. I am so angry.
For the record, you're the one who attacked the ground.
Bryn, I
so-
suspect that you know this off the top of your head. Can you remember falling damage for the Pathfinder system?
A d6 for every 10 foot after the first.
Yes.
I suggested we use the camel.
It does top out at some point. But I think it
There
might
is
be
a
like
max,
10.
but it's
tops out
it's so,
upsetting.
it's so high that you're already dead by the time it tops out.
Necessarily rolling max damage. This might be all good.
Oh, that's a lot of rolls. 3 is quite a few.
It's a 40-foot drop.
Only 5 damage.
Oh, there you go. You fell 40
Hey!
foot. That was a piece of cake.
Yeah.
So it turns
Grizzop
out
lands on your shoulders.
you have the sort of dark. Do you have dark vision or low light? I forget.
I have dark vision.
So you have dark vision, so I can just describe for you, unlike everyone else, and obviously Grizzop as well. So that's fine. So you drop, whoomph, and it becomes apparent that you aren't falling down a pipe. You see a pipe flash past your face as you fall past the pipe into a sort of, the closest description I can give is almost like a sinkhole, and you
That's being pumped.
you drop downwards into what's left of this sinkhole.
With a
It's
pump.
dirt. It doesn't appear to be worked stone or anything like that. It is
Just got a
wet
pump.
down there. It's kind of like moist, and it isn't. It doesn't smell good. It isn't fresh water that's down there.
Moist pump hole.
It's a moist sunken pump hole.
It's a moist, dirty, sunken.
You broke Ben.
It's a dirty, moist, gaping.
And you're deep inside it.
Well, it's because you tore it asunder.
With your big weapon.
Wow!
None of this is.
Non-stop after dark special.
No, this is genuinely like Mary Whitehouse 50s like BBC Radio 4 skirting. Like, this is pre-water. It's all a lot of like
So the reason that you're hurt is you drop, your armour takes most of it, and you find the remnants of a lot of piping down there with you. So possibly there was like piping that's running through it's like you've fallen into what was left of where the piping was running through or something like that. Grizzop, you managed, because of your reflex save, to sort of slide down the edges, so it's more of a slide than a fall, so you're not taking any fall damage, you're not even taking half. Everyone else, Azu takes out that little chunk and he goes crunch, crunch, crunch. Azu and Grizzop fall. And then it goes crunch, 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 and expands quite a lot. You're both far enough away, as is Wild.
Azu, are you okay? Grizzop, are you okay?
Yeah, but for the record, nailed it!
So he said I only take 5 damage.
You only took 5 damage. I rolled almost minimum on every single dice. What I would say is that could have been really painful.
I know.
And I have known games in the past where people have said that fall damage is the average rather than rolling, so you don't end up falling like 400 feet and go like, ooh, oh, I'm okay.
Or fall 10 foot and just go...
Yeah, exactly.
Hi, yes, I remember that.
So, yeah, you both find yourselves at the bottom amongst the detritus of a bunch of broken pipes, and you see multiple pipes are leading into here. Most likely, it was a junction of pipes. The dragoning plus bad maintenance and so on has just destroyed the complex of pipes that were here, so you've just got a bunch of random pipes pouring in, and steam is just, it's still hot.
How big are the pipes?
Some are small, some are big, some are certainly big enough to go down.
Crawlable.
One of them is big enough for Azu in armour to get down. There's a couple that are small enough for Grizzop specifically, because he's smaller. There's some for, obviously, Hamid as well. There's multiple options here. It's not just a case of
So there's
big
one
one,
for
small
each
one.
of us.
Let's all split up down a different.
Yay! Mini game.
This is Mario Party.
Yeah.
It's the one where we randomly die.
So Wild's just, does anyone have any rope up here?
Oh yeah, tons. Yeah, loads.
Does he think we're amateurs?
How much have we got? By the way, he's being very uncharacteristically let's just do the thing. Let's just do the thing.
I mean, we could use rope, or Hamid could make them fly.
You don't know in character that Hamid can do
I mean,
that yet.
I know.
Hamid doesn't even know that he can do that yet.
Hamids tend to come out when it's most appropriate story, I believe. Wild just kind of holds a hand out for someone to pass him some rope. He's not even pretending to not be tired now. Like, he looks fresh as a daisy, but he's very much behaving like someone who's done.
Sasha ties the rope to a bit of glass stuff that looks solid enough.
Yeah.
Potentially, like a girder maybe that is melted into the ground.
I'm not requiring checks. It's not high enough to burn the rope. We can just skip to there is rope.
Yep.
And I'm fine for people to take 10 because, like I said, it's sloped. It's not. The only reason Azu dropped is because middle of like a cone, you know what I mean? Wild immediately starts climbing down. He doesn't even gesture for the people
Why
to go
does he
first.
climb down? We've found what we need to. There's a lot of pipes.
Wild immediately climbs down.
Okay.
Does water look like it's coming out of any of the pipes?
Yes.
Which one?
More than one.
Okay.
The big one.
So we want to trace water to its source. It clearly not very much water.
So no, that's the thing
Yeah.
is the big one. You know what? Are you going down or not? I don't want to give you huge descriptions if you're staying up top.
Well, I'm going to take stock of what's down there from up top first.
That for you, there's not much water.
Yeah.
I have to split this info unless people are being specific.
We should trace the source of the water. Can you tell which pipe it's coming through?
That's the plan, that's why I'm down here. Right.
Sure. Give me a perception check.
18.
18. So what you see is the big one that was like big enough for Azu clearly has signs of really high amounts of, I want to say liquid rather than water in it. Like on the sides. It's very polluted. It's very oily. It has a certain smell. It's not sewage. It smells more like industrial wasty. There isn't much coming out of that. There's like the odd drip. You get the impression that there used to be a lot, and now there's not much. Some of the smaller ones that would be...
Basically, I'm looking for clean water.
That's fine. So, a pipe that would be a squeeze for the normal human-sized people, but still possible, as you would have to take off her armour and kind of pull it behind kind of deal. There is fresh water. I don't want to say gushing because that implies, plumes and plumes, but there is a decent amount of fresh water coming out and just pouring into this sinkhole.
That one looks like it's the source, but might be a bit small for you, Azzy.
There's the odd drip of water from others as well, which is clean. Some are dirty, but those seem to be like the two big ones worth mentioning.
Shall we try tracing that one? I mean, we don't all have to go down it. I mean, I think I'd fit
I
in
would
that
rather
quite
not
easily.
go down the pipe.
Yeah, that's
Please.
fair enough.
Yeah, right. Well, I could see in the dark, so...
Yes, take Grizzop. That would. Yeah, that seems.
Well, I'm just gonna. I cast dancing lights.
All that fun.
Yeah, so I'll set up a second piece of rope that lets me specifically climb to that one. I'm not very good at climbing.
So
I need the help
that
of-
one's right near the low. You don't even need to climb. It's,
Okay.
it's readily accessible.
Sure. So we can head down that one.
Right, so just quick thing. If it suddenly fills up with water, right, you need to relax, let the flow take you. Don't fight it or you'll drown, okay? Just make sure you take as big a breath as you can and just be calm, all right?
Okay, that makes sense. Thank you.
Yeah. I'll head down.
So it's not so much heading down as
Relevant to my backstory.
heading along. Yep. It is. That's so happy with himself.
It's because Helen loves gossip, so I've been making faces to Helen.
Did you make another character that was obsessed with drowning?
No. Well,
Obsessed with not drowning, maybe.
water has appeared in his backstory.
There's a Facebook status that says it's complicated, and Grizzop may be in a relationship with water. So you start heading down the pipe. It isn't steeply sloping down, because how could it, water? It's similarly not deeply sloping up. It's very much clearly just going along. How far are you willing to sort of go out on a limb on this one? Not because it goes on forever, I'm just trying to gauge.
I mean, a fair way. We need to know where it's coming from.
Okay. So you start going along, and it becomes clear quickly that the light starts disappearing behind you, no signs of light up ahead, the water doesn't seem to be increasing.
So that I can control the dancing lights, so I can send them a bit ahead of us as well.
Yeah. What it becomes clear is that it's less sort of an internal plumbing kind of thing, and it's more like an aqueduct. Like, this is transporting water over potentially quite a decent distance. So you keep going, and
I need to recast dancing lights every so often.
how long's the duration?
It's apparently only a minute, but I can cast it an infinite number of times. So
So you know what? I'm going to jump ahead to you get to go at least half a mile along this pipe, and it is just.
Yeah.
Again, I'm talking, Roman aqueduct style, where it has a tiny little gradient to keep the water fresh, but it is just running and running and running and running. Keep going, turn back.
Half a mile's not that far.
Yeah.
Like,
What do you reckon? Could be one of us carries on down
To
here.
be clear, it isn't perfectly fresh. It's not been laid in the last 2 weeks or something. It's not atrocious. It's not corroded. You're not worried it's going to cave in. Honestly, it's just a really boring walk eventually.
if it takes much longer, we should.
Well, I reckon one of us should keep going, because, it's an aqueduct, right? It's going to go to the water source. It's going to be the river. And there might be a blockage.
Well, yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Have you got any magic that can let us talk to each other? Actually, have you got another mobile stone?
No, I mean I do have a spell that lets you talk to each other, but doesn't have a very long range.
Well, that's not very useful.
No.
All right, well,
Let's just keep going.
Okay.
I mean, they'll be fine without us for a bit longer.
sure, but if we split up, we can have like a rendezvous point, maybe Temple of Artemis.
It's a single pipe. Let's just
No, I
keep
mean,
going.
people go,
Obviously, you're having this conversation while still
Oh, yeah,
still
yeah,
walking.
still walking.
I'm going to jump ahead if everyone who isn't in a pipe can bear with me.
Yes.
You jump ahead and you cover very difficult to judge distances because it's a featureless pipe.
I've actually got one of those like wheels on sticks, so I can.
You just hear Grizzop to himself. Click,
Yeah.
click, click. You reckon you've covered a couple of miles and you start hearing a sound up ahead. It is very difficult to make out specifics because there's so much reverberation and so on. It's definitely the sound of water, but it's kind of boomy and echoey. It could be a little bit. It could be a torrent. It's really difficult to gauge, but it's definitely up ahead, and you reckon that you're basically at decision time to there's definitely water ahead, head back, or press on and see what it
Go and
is.
see what it is. Yep.
Okay, you press on, and again, there's still no light at all. And you come to what is clearly, you can tell by the audio of the audio.
Acoustics?
The acoustics, thank you. I've been
From the
looking
sound design.
Yeah, you can tell by the excellent sound design that the space ahead is clearly larger, it's more open. And as you get there, Grizzop, you see that first, despite the dancing lights, but dancing lights ahead is fine. You see that the pipe basically comes to an end. And you get there, and then as it gets to the end, you see that you are entering into what can best be described as sort of a
Hole?
um, a modified water course, as in there's a lot of water. It's not a water tank or anything, and it becomes apparent that the reason that there's water not coming down this pipe is more by good luck. It hasn't stopped just because it's been bashed. It's because it's slightly above the level of the water. There's a lot of water going past, but it isn't an underground river or something. You're looking around and there are signs of there's a couple of walkways disappearing off into the distance along the sides. The ceiling is comparatively low. It appears neither of you really have training in like archaeology, architecture.
Engineering.
engineering, none of them.
Yeah, no, I don't have engineering.
Yeah, you can tell that people have been here.
Yeah.
You can tell that people have been doing stuff around here.
Actually, knowledge. It might be knowledge geography, but knowledge nature to know that if like what this is doing is like, is it a spring that they diverted?
That'd be knowledge geography.
That's fair.
But yeah, you find effectively there's definitely water here.
I've got 1 in it.
If you got a 1,
I've got a 1, which means I can roll it. So I
if
might
you
as
got
well
a 1
give
in
it
knowledge geography, go for
I
it.
might as well give it a go. There's another 1.
Another 1.
You may be very confident in your answer.
Right, potentially.
You're very confident that they have made use of an existing underground river.
Oh, well, yeah, you see what's going on here. They've redirected an underground river. So they've probably redirected it, so this is why the river's dried up, because it's been moved away.
That makes sense. I mean, this looks like an even bigger facility, but we're a couple of miles away from the original facility here, aren't we?
Cut back
We should
to
bring the whole.
I think we should have a
Sasha
barbecue.
and Azu and Wild just in a hole.
Well, no, we got out of the hole.
You never said? That's fine. Tell me now.
I think we should get out of this hole and have a barbecue. I mean, little one's going to be gone for a while. Could just
Wild just kind of takes a moment, gives an uncharacteristic look and goes, "That's a really good idea."
Yeah, I mean, it's not going to be a short while. I've spent a long time in pipes, so I think they'll probably be gone.
That's not a bad idea.
Anyone got? I've got some I've only got these we had travel rations,
Yeah.
but add some spices or something. Just fry them up.
I'm going to end the
Fry up a
episode
biscuit.
on setting up a Barbie in the middle of this scorched, completely obliterated, radiating heat.
The whole thing's a grill.
Yeah, you can cook egg on the ground.
If there are particularly hot bits under, at the top, try.
I personally am well on board for a dragon cooked egg.
Try cooking an egg on the hot glass.
Yeah, we'll end it there, and then we'll see if you ever make it back down the pipe.
That's good.
Nom nom nom.
Rusty Quill Gaming is a podcast distributed by rustyquill.com and licensed under a Creative Commons Attribution Non-Commercial International License. Today's episode was recorded and produced by Alexander J. Newell. To comment on episodes, make donations, and view links, images, videos, and show notes, visit rustyquill.com. Rate and review us on iTunes. Visit us on Facebook. Tweet us on Twitter at @TheRustyQuill, or email us at mail@rustyquill.com. Thanks for listening.
Just get into the mood with some I'm going to do is like bum 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 bum.
Oh, yeah.
It's
It's a good tune.
In live surround sound.
You do get what you pay for. Oh, the editors hate. Ben's gone giddy. Right.